Hey guys, this is RC. I am back with kind of a wrap-up video for my Build the Predator. I have finally compiled my armor. I did find a workaround to waiting for it to drop. You can actually use the armor workbench, the armor forge, I'm sorry, to craft your own gear, and that is another option. So I've added that into the build description for gameplay. But the big thing for that was this right arm piece with the blade attached to it right there. That mimics the dual daggers, the twin daggers that were on the wrist of the Predator in the movie, and that was the closest I could come to replicating that. And that was something, because it was in the game, I felt was a must-have. As far as the rest of the armor, you can go in other directions, but I kind of like the look. I went with the polished version for the maximum defense. But if you find some legendary pieces that you really like that go with the flow, by all means, go for it. Um, there were, one of the things that I was hoping to find was a really good chest piece that kind of had tubes or cables or something like that to mimic like oxygen hoses that would be hooked up to an internal rebreathing circulator, which is why I use this particular mask, because it gives him the ability to breathe in our atmosphere. Also, you'll note it lets you see his hair, which a full helmet does not do. Does lead to a little more head damage and having to use some stim packs for that in combat. Not too bad though, especially as fast as you're able to kill things using blitz with your melee weapons. But I thought the overall look with this armor, and this is the heavy metal armor. Again, it doesn't start dropping until after level 40 from what I've been able to ascertain from doing some research on it, and also what I was finding in game. In fact, it was sometimes closer to level 50, which I don't really want to wait that long for our definitive piece. So all you need to build the armor forge is, let me get out of the camera here, and then I can look at the perk charts. You need 1 rank of armor and 1 rank of gun nut. Where's that at? Armor. It's over here somewhere. Well, gunslinger. Oh, there's gun nut. Well, it says you have to have that. Maybe it's because I have a mod, and but according to the wiki, you're supposed to have 1 level of gun nut, which at the end of the build, I'm at 43 on this build. You will have 4 points in gun nut. So anyway, maybe it's a mod that gets me past that. I don't know. So anyway, what we're going to do, you'll notice I went with the polished. I added a couple of deep pocketed just because of the extra weight of the armor at 17 pounds per piece. And then the chest is 31 pounds, so that's pretty hefty. And you'll see I'm right up against it even with 3 deep pockets. Once you have the 4 points in armor, you can actually remove the biocom mesh from your Devastator chest piece, if that's what you're wearing at that time, and then transfer it over and reuse it so you don't have to create that, which keeps you from having to be maxed out in science to get that, which I'm not yet, so I was able to reuse the biocom, and that is something you definitely want to have because of the ability to give 50% longer duration to your chems. So anyway, I wanted to do a kind of a quick run through here You'll notice also with my stealth, if you stand up and then re-crouch, it gives you a few seconds of stealth. And I haven't actually been in here yet, so I'm going to go ahead and try to do a speed run as quick as I can. I'm not going to loot anything this particular time just because it's a wrap-up video to try to get this build posted finally. So, first thing, we want to go into our aid, and we want to take the berry mentats, and I want to... Ooh, 15 attack power. There we go. We'll take some poached angler there as well. Alright. You can see somebody sleeping in there. I can't see the... There we go.
Tell me we don't need to find something in here.
All right. I can't see as good. Okay, we can see somebody off in the distance there. Somebody right there.
What the hell aroma is that?
Very nice thing about the ranged, you can actually kill 2 at one time, or more if they're in close enough proximity. Sitting here trying to see, okay, there's somebody on this side. I'll have to come back and loot that stuff if I continue the gameplay. But anyway, you can see... Oh, that's Nick. And the glow from that goes a long way. In fact, there's somebody over there. I need to go up. Up, up. Here's up.
What the fuck was that?
I'm sorry, but I thought that you were walking.
All right.
Sorry, but I misunderstood. But will there be great Johnny for the host? Will there be great Johnny for the host?
Trying to see if I can spot any other shadows in here.
Talk about collecting dust.
Alright, well, don't know if I've cleared the entire place out, but that's Nick. And I got Tower Tom. So anyway, you can see how quick we can annihilate guys with the bonus damage from stealth. That ability to stand up and then re-stealth, which gives you the ability to re-sneak even if you're in combat, is huge. And I've had a lot of fun with the build. And again, the goal of this was to kind of to recreate the Predator from the movie and figure out how to do that. That's Nick. And you know, as I've laid out in the build, if you've taken a look at it, or when you take a look at it, I hope you will be able to, appreciate the time and effort I put into mimicking his armor, his weapons, his look, uh, definitely as best as I can with what Fallout 4 lets me do. So anyway, definitely has been a long time coming for the build, and kind of glad it's just about over. I still have to actually post it and do the final write-up and everything, but that will be certainly something that I can do, um, you know, with no problems. And you know, I've really enjoyed the build. Definitely hope you guys try to give it a playthrough because it's been really fun. As you can see on this particular playthrough, I am, well, again, if I could, you know, I'm level 43, almost 44 on this particular one, and you know, we've gotten in this playthrough, I was trying to get the armor, and that's what, you know, where I found the armor forge, because I'd just been having trouble with it dropping. But the build can go up to level 100. There will be several tiers, but basically by level 20 or so, you're able to have the nuts and bolts of the build in place. At level 20, you can go to Far Harbor. Once you get to Far Harbor, you can get all of the weapons that we need very early in the playthrough. So let's kind of go through the weapons. This is our primary weapon, and once I got this was all I used. I did use this a little bit for once I got it from the railroad, mainly because you cannot attack up a level or two or down multiple levels. You may have seen when I was trying to attack those guys that were below me, I couldn't get down. I actually had to get down to their level. Same thing, I couldn't get up. So if somebody was up there shooting missiles at me, you know, it would be very difficult. I'd have to run and take cover. This allows me to pick that, you know, that one person off if I need to. Also, suiciders, mutant suiciders. Those, you know, those are kind of tough to take out unless you know, you have to one-shot them before they detonate their bomb. The other item is this one, and this is your primary ranged weapon. I've added a sight to it, and this is the Admiral's Friend. What's great for that is it does double damage if the target's at full health. So especially in a boss fight, pop him one time with that, and that's good because you'll notice it only has one round. So and it does take a long time to reload. So if I shoot this, you can see the reload time is not quick, and so that's kind of a one and done. You know, and you know, actually shoot it and then immediately switch over to another weapon with a hotkey. So that is kind of how I approached combat. And you know, then when combat was over, I could get that back. You notice I'm still out of ammo. I can reload it at that point and reset for my next round of fighting if I needed to. But those are your two primary weapons. They're both purchasable the minute you get to Far Harbor in the very first settlement. And let's see. We've got the artillery grenades for artillery from the Minutemen. We've got the flares to summon Minutemen. And I don't have anything from the Institute yet because I have not, in this particular playthrough, I have not gotten there. But you'll also be able to have that. I do have some charisma stuff for when I'm selling, and a lot of focus into the chems, and you can see how long this chem is lasting with the biocom mesh on on your armor with that 50% duration. So thanks for following it along in the workshop. Thanks for all the ideas and suggestions and just interaction with me on the build. That's always appreciated.
Now, what's this?
And quite a numerous playthroughs on this.
Junkie.
Making sure that the perks work and ties in like I think it should for the character, and I think I have gotten it done. So the armor was really what I was looking for on this build. The prior builds I was just working on perks and combat, so I knew those worked, and this one I was trying to get the armor to drop. So again, thanks for everything in the workshop. Thanks for following along. I hope you consider giving this a playthrough, and I look forward to getting this wrapped up here finally and getting it up for you guys to check out. So hey, this is RC signing off for the Predator, and we'll see what the future holds for my next build. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll talk to you later.